This episode of the Swirl Suite is sponsored by Sip and Share Wines. Sip and Share Wines is a micro winery that produces a variety of artisanal vegan wines. They recently launched their 7 Words collection, which features a different word for every occasion. With words like gratitude and abundance, you can understand why each glass should be sipped and shared with friends during all of life's celebrations. The owner and friend of the podcast, Nicole Kearney, is passionate about creating experience for wine lovers who are often underrepresented by the industry. Learn more by following Sip and Share Wines on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter today. Cheers! Y'all ever have one of those days where you just like walk in the house, drop your bags, and the next thing you know, you're like drinking wine over your counter? That's my day.
That time of day right now?
Listen, that was my day.
And so you just dropped the bag and tell us what you were drinking, sis.
So I dropped my bag and I went to the kitchen and I had Crianza. So I'm drinking Tempranillo.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Rioja. Yeah. Yep.
A Rioja type of day, right?
Oh my God. Yes, definitely. Anyway, Tanika, welcome to the Swirl Suite. How you doing?
I'm good. It's been a long day, but I'm happy with you ladies. So I'm good.
Wonderful. Great. Glennis, how was your day?
Same shit, new day. If I can find, okay. Hi everyone. I'm gonna be real politically correct. My day was marvelous. More entertaining at 4:30 when I'm rolling that bag and I'll be like, woo, here we go. I'm out of here. On to a glass of cava at my favorite spot. That's why I'm in the car. So I'm outside of my favorite pub. I just had happy hour cava. It's only $4.50.
What? Where are you drinking at?
Oh, you need to come up here. It's the Limerick Pub. I actually talked the owner into getting sparkling because, you know, it's Irish. So all they really used to have was whiskeys and beer. I was like, yo, some of us don't drink that all the time. Can we get a little something different? So he put on the menu, well, let's first say this. It used to be only Freixenet. I was like, can I get a gallon of pop juice? Then, I know, my bad. I'm sorry. Sorry to all the Freixenet lovers. Okay, my bad. So he was like, well, what else can I was like, well, there's other cavas at a great price point that you could get. So he bought in a rosé and a Blanc de Blanc, which are just phenomenal. And on happy hour, they're only $4.50.
Wow.
Glass. Yeah.
Huh. Say that name of the place that you're at one more time.
It's the Limerick Pub. Like Limerick Island. Limrick. And it's right here off of Elkin and Price in Wheaton, Maryland. #Silver Spring North. But yeah. And then on Sundays, it's happy hour all day. You could catch a case messing around.
Really?
That's sweet.
And the food is good. The food is very good, from salmon to the regular bar food to the traditional Irish fare. So I know we talking to Tanika. Hey girl, what you drinking and eating?
So I am a foodie too, so that caught all of my attention. I am okay with this bit of knowledge. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Oh, and the East African spot opened up right across the street called Akuma Matata, and it's all East African. Or okay, wait a minute, maybe I screwed up. It's Ugandan. I ain't gonna say East or West because I'd be screwing up the geography. It's right across the street, so we get to bar hop in this little unplugged little Hispanic spot, great mojitos. So this is a little multicultural little area. Okay, my bad.
I like it. I like it.
I like it.
Leslie, you've joined us.
Yes, I've just been enjoying the conversation.
Hey, Leslie.
Hey, Leslie, how was your day?
Hello. It was fantabulous. I like to tell myself that every day.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Mhm.
You're so
Yeah.
positive.
All right. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So we have
Yeah,
a
it keeps
special
the sister
guest.
from jumping.
Girl, keep jumping off that bridge. Mm.
Away from that.
On a brighter note, we have a special guest. Tanika, how are you?
I'm good. I am great. Thank you guys so much for this energy. I'm loving it. Loving it.
Wow, girl. We do what we can. We do what we can.
Yeah.
Again, welcome to the Swirl Suite. If you want to give everybody an introduction of yourself.
Sure. My name is Tanika Mangum. I'm the creator of Wine and Convos. A little bit about me. I'm originally from Connecticut, actually, born and raised.
Northeast, woo woo.
And born and raised, went to school up there, left, went to grad school in Miami, Florida, switched it. And then when the recession hit, moved back up north and moved to Boston. So I lived in Boston for 7 years, and I've been living here in the DMV, now Maryland, for the last 6 years.
What's it like living in Boston? Being Black.
Right.
Okay, so let me tell you this. People ask me this all the time. I was like, Boston's like a great city, you know, sports-wise, lots to do, travel, la la la. For Black women, however, and I want to be real specific, is that Black men do extremely well there.
Oh, I'm sure.
Of course.
Black women, however, it will bite at your confidence level. It really will. You will feel a lot of ignored. You feel ignored. You would feel like all the stereotypes about any type of Black woman are set to you.
Right.
And I decided to leave after 7 years of trying to, you know, grow, develop, be promoted, the whole nine. I just figured it's not going to happen here. So I left.
And what profession were you in Boston? Or are you in that now?
Yeah, I was in higher education. So I worked at a number of colleges, helping first generation students get to and through school.
That's great.
Nice.
Yeah, I loved the work. Got a lot of awards and everything through the work. However, no promotions were in that. So 7 years is a long time to, you know.
Yeah, that is a long time. That's a long stretch. Yeah, you hung in there.
You did a lot longer than I would have. I'd have been like, deuces, people.
Definitely gave it time. It wasn't like, but you know, so Boston, in terms of city, I'm a sports girl, so I love the city for that. Scenery is great, food is good, but in terms of living there, really
right. So what brought you here?
Well, I heard the complete opposite about here. So I was like, let me try a little bit. Let me see. Let me see what life is. This chocolate city, what they were calling it then.
It could be.
And you hear I said then, right? Since I've been here, it's been very interesting. I got here, I was rampant. You hear me? Okay. It was out, like every day. It was like culture shock because being in a city like Boston where it's an over amount of Caucasian people
right
here.
I like
I was like staring at people like
over amount of Caucasian. Yeah.
I mean, coming from Connecticut, born and raised, you know, Boston was a bit for me. I was like, wow, like I would have to go to certain areas to see people of color or to really be you know, infused in different cultural arenas. And so that's what I mean when coming here. I was just like, there's so many. And I celebrate everything now. I'm like, guys, you can't get this anywhere. Like, you just have to appreciate it. You know, people are like, oh, it's always like this. I'm like, no, you have to really appreciate what you have.
Grow up here, and you'll be like, ugh, I'm so tired of niggas. Niggas everywhere. No way.
No.
Okay, listeners, that's the introvert in her. We're gonna like,
sorry,
you know,
born and raised DC. Like, oh, okay. Not that I would trade this for anything else. To be clear, however,
definitely
you get a little tired.
It's great to experience at least.
You just want your people sometimes just to do better because they want to do better.
Thank you.
Exactly.
Leslie.
Exactly.
Thank you, Leslie. Exactly. That's what I was trying to say. I told y'all the day I've had. Anyway.
Yes, I understand.
Tanika, back to you. So you moved here. You've been living here. You like it here because it's so brown. So how did you get into wine? Were you doing wine in Boston?
Good question.
So Boston, surprisingly, it's mostly known for beer. So when I got there, I was really into beer, trying different beers, and just really experiencing that. However, after a while, it's again with my melanated skin, I couldn't hang with all the people with the beer. Okay, so I was like, I need something else to drink.
Yeah.
You needed something besides Sam Adams?
Yes, I needed something else. Like Bud Light, Budweiser, oh my gosh, like all the IPAs. It's like, I love them all, but I just need something else, right? So started going to dinners, and I really haven't experienced wine prior to that. I grew up in a very Christian home, so no one in my family drinks. Like when I say no one, I'm the only drinker.
Dang. So on holidays, you got to bring your own wine and they looking at you crosswise?
Everything. Yes.
Wow.
So
okay.
That, like,
even Manischewitz?
Staring at your glass, like, is she really going to drink the whole thing? Is she really being this zealous in the house? Like, I don't bring nothing to the house. Like, I only drink when we go out to dinner, maybe. Because it's different. So I always think about that at my wedding, like, how is this gonna really be? Because we have two different people getting married. So when I got to Boston, I really started to okay, let me think about wine in different ways. So started on my whites, and that's mostly because the people I was going to work with were drinking whites. So they're like, oh, less calories, and and so going with that notion, and then I said, well, I like whites, but I just feel like there might be something better, and that's when I started getting introduced to reds, and I'm a red girl. I'm a red girl, so
you like those hues. I see. Good friend.
I know there's a theme going on, huh? And so when I got to the reds, I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna stay here, and then I started diving into cooking with it. I really like to cook, so I started cooking with it, and then I moved down to DC, and I saw all these different varieties of restaurants, and I was like, okay, they have good restaurants in Boston, but not this much variety.
Right.
So here, I was, trying more and not being afraid to try more, going to like liquor stores and being like, what's your most expensive like bottle on your main floor? Let's not get to the shelves yet. Okay, with the main floor. You know what I mean? Like that's a different price range. So like, and not to say that I can't afford it. Sometimes I think I was listening to one of your podcasts before, and you're talking about this, about how people say they don't want to buy, cheaper wine, or they want to buy expensive wine, and I was like, that was definitely me at a point where it's just like, and I really don't have a reason for it. So it was a good conversation, but that is how I started with wine and getting a little bit more familiar with it. I definitely am not an expert at all. I still consider myself very much of a novice. Still exploring, I take a lot longer to drink a wine than most people, because I'm really playing with my palate and just trying to like smell things and taste things. I'm really in that stage of just learning. I like to be in that learning stage. So that's where I'm at.
Nice. So can I ask a question, moderator?
Stop it.
So how did you come up with the name the name of your blog or the name of your company? How did you come up with that, Wine and Convos? Or what was the premise behind it?
Sure. So basically what I've been doing personally is that I've been going to a wine festival in every state. That's what my mission is. And so exploring, I was going to these wine festivals and I noticed that there were no or very few Black-owned or minority-owned wine companies. And so I'm like, okay, I know they exist. Like, they gotta exist, right? And I wanted to explore them, but I didn't want us to explore them myself. So I was like, well, I would love to drink wine and talk to people about it. And that's kind of how Wine and Convos just randomly came up. And I started doing these smaller get-togethers to say, hey, I found this wine. And it turns out people really either didn't know like me what these companies existed, or weren't familiar with how to taste wine and do all these different things. So I was like, well, let me just create more events. Because they're like, yes, we have a lot of bloggers who are afraid to do events, actually, which I was surprised about. They really like to do, the writing and the sharing and the informational, but nobody really wanted to touch events. And I'm like, why do people?
Events is a whole different ball game.
It is.
Oh my gosh! And nobody hinted to told me that.
It's a lot of work,
and it's a different skill set.
Absolutely,
Ooh.
absolutely.
Yeah. So a skill set that I had to learn. I had great successes and I've had some public failures. But what I really will say is that the wine community here has really supported me and helped me to continue to keep doing the events. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just keep going. They wanted to do them. People wanted to have these. And so I'm trying to streamline what Wine and Convos is, and I think I'm getting there exactly where I want to be. I really envision Wine and Convos being you guys ever seen the David Letterman show on Netflix?
Yeah.
So I want it to be like that, but with wine.
I really
speakers.
Watch David Letterman live.
Yeah, I would want to feature, I would want to feature Swirl Suite, and we would just have, and the conversation would be whatever you guys want to talk about, and we're just drinking wine, and it's a feature of one of these Black-owned, minority-owned wines, and that's what we're drinking, that's what we're tasting, but we're having a conversation, getting to know people who are in this industry, or people who just love wine in general. I feel like people really are attracted to those kind of atmospheres.
Yeah.
And I know I would. And so that's where I'm moving to. So I'm planning the series now for the fall to actually launch that. So I'm excited.
That's
excellent.
So where do you have them?
Oh, so that's the big thing, right? So definitely finding a space throughout the DMV area. Lately, since I've been starting, I've been having them in DC. So I've been having them different restaurants and things, or event spaces that have been really good. I'm really mindful about accessibility. So I try to have my events that are near public transportation, or have, just easy access parking. There's not a, problem to get there, but also something where people can come straight from work, right? I also make sure that I have food at all my events. A lot of people don't touch food. They just say, oh, we're going to do a wine tasting and that'll be it. And I want it to be a communal experience. I want people to actually meet each other, talk, and sit and enjoy, right? And so that includes food. So that's where a lot of people are like, oh, you're charging for these events. I'm like, ma'am, do you want food or not?
You're charging for these events. What?
Oh my gosh. I don't think people understand how much effort and time and money. And luckily I've developed some great negotiation skills that I'm very fair as well. I'm definitely fair. I do not ask for discounts for my Black wine or minority-owned companies. I don't do that. And I think that's why I got a lot of success in terms of partnerships, because they saw how real I was able to buy straight out. It was my own money. I was like, I'm going to make sure that you get what you're worth, But when it comes to food and stuff, we're negotiating.
Were the Black wine companies at least able to offer you wholesale instead of retail for the wines?
Yes, some of them absolutely were. And I think that was based on, some of them had to wait to see what I did first. So
what do you mean wait to see what you did?
They don't want to, because again, they're putting their brand in my hands. It's not like they're going to be at the event marketing the brand, right? Okay. And so I have to be mindful of that, is that I had to show who I was to them so they can trust me with their brand. So I really take it personal when they say, yes, we would love to be, the official person for your event, because they don't have to tell me yes. It's very fragile for a lot of these companies to put their entire brand in the hands of someone else. Because they're not as large, right? So they have a smaller storehouses, or, they just don't have the ability to have that much. So for them to give me so many bottles or to give so many cases, it's a big deal for them. And so I make sure that they're getting sales at the end of the day. A lot of my events, I allow people to buy on the spot. So they can actually purchase the bottle, so they can see, like, okay, she's not just doing it for just her event, but the real gist of it is I want them to know about this company. I want the company to be known. I want the company to be highlighted. And so if that doesn't come across any of my events, that's the number one thing that everybody should know about, is that I at least tasted this wine I never had before, or if I did have before, at least I know this is a wine I can purchase, immediately, either on the spot, and get it shipped to my house, or even if I have extra bottles, I can have it that night. So that is how I operate.
Gotcha.
Nice.
So with your no, you go ahead, Leslie.
No, I was just going to make a comment that I love the fact that you recognize that this is a business for people, and you're not looking for the hookup, because sometimes we tend to do that to our own and not expect it of others. So that you're like, no, everybody deserves a seat at the table and should be able to make money off of their business.
Right, exactly. And I think a lot of the business were surprised that it's like, oh, I'm going to buy, 3 cases. And they're like, for your event, right? I'm like, yeah. And then they're like, and then some of them have been gracious enough to donate cases after they saw it.
Wow.
Because they were just like, we haven't really had that. It's like, usually it's an ask first, and then maybe possibly I'll get something out of it. But no, I wanted the point is I want to support the business, so either I'm, buying the cases for an event, or I'm buying the cases for my house. Like, which one are we doing? Yeah. So I'm buying it for the event in this case.
Nice.
So your wine and convos events, so do you have special guests or speakers that are having the conversation around wine? And do you control that, or do you just feed them the wine and just let them go for it?
Oh my gosh. So it's been a variety. I've been set as the moderator at all of these events. But we have so many talented and also animated wine lovers. Okay. So that means I'm not going to dictate an entire, if they're flowing and they're talking, I'm not going to cut that off. Like, this is good energy. I want to keep that going. So I've had events where I did have to ask question, and I'm always prepared for those. I send questions in advance, let them know these are the type of questions that I'm going to ask you. These are things that we can talk about. Tell me which one you don't want to talk about, whatever. But the reason why I like this new series is because we can talk whatever they want to talk about. So I'm not sending them because they're telling me oh, I want to talk about this. And it might not have to do anything with their business at all. It could be something of an interest of theirs or whatever, right? And I think that's the beauty of it. But yeah, I've been a moderator. The last couple ones that I've had, and some of them I don't have to moderate at all, and some of them I do. So it's always fun just for the audience to kind of get a feel. You never know what you're going to get when you come.
Wow.
I love it. So so you have a Black wine retreat coming up. Please tell us all about that and how that came about.
I am so excited. So I was talking to my colleagues who really are like my thought processors because I'm really always saying, like, what do you guys think about this? And I was talking to them about a couple companies that I've been seeing that are not run by us, and just seeing how they operate their businesses and what they call it. And I'm looking and I'm like, there has to be a better way to market our Black wine or minority companies. I feel like it's either they're featured in a big time magazine, or a celebrity picks them up and they post on Instagram, or it's a blogger spotlight. But outside of that, there really isn't enough attention on ours, right? And so I figured, what is Black wine really? It's a story. And I love the stories behind all of these companies. And so I wanted to highlight their stories in different ways, but also do it in a way that's more relaxed setting. So I'm like, well, what's another word for relax? And it's like, oh, retreat. And then I was like, wait a minute. Has there ever been a Black wine retreat? So, I went straight to Google. I'm like Googling everything. I'm like, this is unbelievable. I have not seen or heard of a Black wine retreat. And I'm like, this has to happen. And I understand, like we were talking about earlier, people avoid events. So I'm like, I know it's going to be a big feat. I know it's going to take a lot of energy, but it has to be done. Like, it has to be. And so I decided to go for it. So I'm doing the Black wine retreat, which is going to be over Veterans Weekend, which is great because most people have off that Monday or whatever holiday it is. But I also wanted to make it more about relaxation, but mostly about Black wine. So we will be going to Virginia, and people are like, oh, Virginia wine. And I'm like, yeah, but you probably did like the Northern Virginia wineries. And I'm trying to take this deeper down to places you probably haven't been, which is why I picked this area. And it's like the Lisa County. So it's like Bumpus, Virginia, where they don't see a lot of melon, which is fine because we're going to fine. And I'm excited because we got this big house mansion that I really had my eye on, and I was just like, can we get this? So we got this big house, and we're going to 5 wineries that are around the area, so that's great. Now, none of them are Black owned, but that's okay. I think it's important that people get to experience both types of wine, and they can kind of see the difference here, the stories behind them, all of those different things. But I'm adding a private brunch that's going to be at a top chef Black owned restaurant. So we're getting the entire place. So it's not, when you hear private brunch, you think like, oh, it's a room in the restaurant, right? No, we have the whole place. Like, he's putting it all down for us, which I'm really excited about. And then after that, we're going to one of the wineries, and or people can select to go to the spa instead of the first winery. So there's a spa that's close by that is amazing. And some people have selected that they're going to go to the spa. Then that's when we go to the house, where we're going to have some downtime. But I have found this Black chef who has been with the Marriott hotels for over 20 years. He started his own business. He left Marriott, started his own business, and he's going to do our 4-course dinner for us.
Wow.
So I'm super excited about him. He's like, whatever you want, put it on the menu. And so I got in touch with my foodie friends. I'm like, guys, I need your help creating this menu. We're going all out for this menu, and we're going to do a pairing, and every single pairing will be a Black owned or minority owned wine.
Oh, nice.
So that's going to be like the, whew, okay, we have this wine, right? I would love to have a post-dinner social after that, which will include us just mingling, jamming out, but also I'm really trying to get a live band component of that. So hint for anybody who knows one. But yeah, a post social. And then when we wake up, we're actually having catered breakfast as well before we hit the wineries. So we're hitting the other 4 wineries on the next day. So I really want people to have a nice breakfast,
Yeah. Yeah. They're gonna need it. Yeah.
Gonna need it, exactly. And then on the way back, we'll be having we'll have our last dinner too, which is going to be at a winery and restaurant in the area. So and then we end up the day by coming back home. But we're excited. The mansion is right on the water. It's right off this lake. The sunsets are going to be amazing. It's a wraparound porch.
Oh, nice. Oh God, I love those.
It's 3 levels too. So everybody will have access, enough space for everybody. I know some people didn't want the remaining rooms because people took those masters like quick. They were like, those are sold out, right? Which I understand. And so I had to make hotel accommodations, which are also really, really nice, that are not far from there. So we have a chartered bus that's going to be taking us everywhere. So even if you're at the hotel, you'll still be able to have all the fun at the house and do
nice.
I made it so they don't feel like, oh, I'm stuck at the hotel now. What, you know?
Yeah.
So I want them to be part of it. It's supposed to be a retreat. And so I just announced our sponsorship levels today, which I'm really excited about. We have a self-care sponsorship level. We have a food, beverage, and snacks sponsorship level where you can be featured either for post-dinner social or what have you. And then we also have the giveaway and swag sponsorship. So we are excited. It's going to happen November 9th through the 11th. And my goal is to have this annually.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and I want it to be in different locations. So I know Napa's on my list. I definitely want to do some trips that are local, but also far. I want to maybe even put in some wine festivals in there. So I'm thinking Austin Food and Wine Festival is a big one.
Nice.
So I'm just trying to think of other different areas. I just wanted to see how this first one went, right?
Yeah.
Before I driving into flights. But that's the goal. Every year we will go to a new place for this Black wine retreat.
But so it's not going to be locked into over the Veterans Day holiday. It's just this particular one is falling on that.
Yes. I would love to keep it a Veterans Day holiday, but I'm not sure how everything works out. So they might change. But for right now, my goal is to keep it that weekend, but it might change some things.
Excellent.
Wow. That's awesome. Well, I mean, you seem to have a real passion for events and like that level of detail. That not everybody has that.
Exactly.
Just the ability to deal with different.
Amen, sister.
Some people just can't deal with, sometimes it's the event planning is fine for them. It's just dealing with different people's desires and their wants and their needs. And I'm okay with that. I think this is what a retreat is. You're supposed to feel at home. You're supposed to feel relaxed. So I'm trying to meet everybody's expectations as much as I can, but also saying like, this is what we have, right? So if you want something else, I'm going to see if I can work with you, but most likely you probably can't. But I do love events. I do love planning them. I do like being able to, get people together. I'm a hostess. I mean, I want a big house myself, so I can host a lot of events. So I'm excited. I think one of the questions you guys asked me was, what's the fourth picture in your phone?
Oh yeah, that's in the next one. Yeah.
And I laughed so hard. I mean, I could wait for it, but I'll answer it later. But
okay. You know what? Since you brought it up, let's move on.
Okay.
Let's move on to our next segment where we ask you rapid and random questions. The first one is going to be, how many wine clubs do you belong to? And this is for everybody, actually. So you can go first, Tanika, and we can move on to Glennis. How many wine clubs?
I actually belong to 0.
Seriously?
I know.
Okay. I'm surprised.
Like, I'm shocked too. Like when I read the question, I was like, oh my God, I don't have any, which is really shameful. I need to get on that.
Glennis, what about you?
Can I add a word in there that says used to? Because I'm right now paying for other people's funerals, and that's another issue. Okay, my bad. Okay, sorry, my bad. Right now, I'm gonna go with Tanika, none. Okay. But I used to be in several.
Okay. All right, Leslie, what about you? I know you belong to a few.
I do, and I'm going to say really, I'm sitting here trying to count.
Oh,
Let's just say
that many.
less than 10. Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
wow.
Big money. Go, girl. I'm a girl be like you.
But also, let me just say this. I appreciate every wine club that I belong to, but I also use the wine that I receive from the wine club when I'm doing wine tasting. So it's
Okay.
also a business relationship for me.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got you.
Makes
Tanisha, are you awake?
I am.
Ah, yay. How many wine clubs do you belong to?
Right now I'm not in any.
Wait, I thought you were getting the little kind that comes in the, what's the wine that comes in the little tube?
In the little yeah, I'm not in that club anymore.
Okay.
I'm doing that advent calendar again though. I'm doing that again this year, but
Okay.
I'm not in that club.
Got you. I am in 2 clubs. I actually share. Did you know you can share a wine club with someone so you can share the cost? So,
Hey, Leslie, we can do
look.
I just want to share the wine, not the cost part. Like, let me just have some wine, please.
So, the first wine club that I ever joined was Green Hill Winery. It's in Virginia. It's probably an hour from DC, and they got bubbles. So it's one of the rare local wineries that has decent bubbles. So joined them, and they have a cute little wine club house. Like, you don't even taste the same wine that everybody does. It makes you feel, yeah, that small moment. Yes, a VIP. Yes. And then the second wine club that I belong to is Grand Cata. And so that's in Petworth and in Northwest DC. And it's a wine shop, but all of their wines are from, I don't know, Spanish speaking countries. So it's Argentina and Spain and all of those countries. And I really like their wine club because they have wine pickup parties.
Oh, nice.
All sorts of events. And it's right here in the city. So those are my 2.
What's the frequency at which you get your wine from the wine shop and then also Green Hill? Every month?
Both of them are, no, every quarter.
Every quarter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And Grand Cata, you can dip in and out of their wine club. Like you can skip months if you want to, and pick up when you're ready. So that's pretty cool too. All right. So the second question is, what is the 4th photo in your phone?
I might not be able to tell y'all this.
I knew somebody was gonna say that.
So we're talking the 4 photos that of the most recent ones, or the ones that go the 4th of the first one?
The 4th from the last.
From the last. Okay.
Oh, 4 from the last. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go back.
Oh, good God.
Mine is a picture of some beer.
Leslie, what's your photo?
Okay, hold on. I'm still looking.
Okay. So watch
you ain't gotta look that hard. It's just the 4th from the last.
Taken personally, or are you sending something and cropping? Okay, I need this too much.
Okay, so mine is, I'm looking at it. Mine, this is so boring. Mine is a picture of a window of my house because I'm having some repairs done. And I was like, y'all not get this right. So, here.
Oh,
that's cute. Wait, and Tanisha,
I know, it's sad. Beer. It's sad.
Tanisha said beer. And what about yours, Tanika?
So mine is actually a photo of Long and Foster posting.
Okay. Is that a storefront?
It's a storefront. I've always wanted to have a storefront for wine and convos.
Wow.
So
you're putting it into existence. I love that.
Right, girl, you putting it right on out there in the atmosphere.
So we will see, because what you said about trying to go all these different places and have events. I'm like, what if I just have my own place?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I'd rather have that. So
I love it. My 4th photo is I was babysitting my niece on Sunday, and We went to the playground on a Sunday afternoon. Listen,
Well, that's very brave of you.
Listen, shout out to parents. I don't know how. I don't know how y'all do it. And it was a rather big playground too. It was the Watkins Park one. So it was kids everywhere. It was
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What, Leslie, have you been to that playground? I don't know why you would, but
Oh yeah. I that's why it's like it brought back memories because as a child we used to go there. It was because it's so big. It's huge. It's a huge
massive.
Mhm.
Yeah. So
you could lose a kid there. You definitely could.
Yeah. Thank God we got her back.
You got her back. Wait, back? That mean at one point. Okay.
The baby.
Telling your brother about this.
Okay, next question is, what is your favorite season and why? And yeah. Oh, wait, your picture. Sorry.
Shout out to the moderator.
Sorry, Glennis.
Oh no, my picture literally is a picture of party favors for this wedding that I'm in, and they're very cute. They are personalized wine stoppers, and they come all in one with the box and the card. You can put all it, but
oof,
how boring
nice.
But
where's your wedding? Where's the wedding that you're going to be in?
It's going to be at the Villa in what's this right here?
So it's in town. It's here.
It's in town. It's in town.
Okay. Very nice. You got some rich friends. That's a nice gift.
Pretty much.
Okay, next question is for everybody. What is your favorite season and why?
Favorite season? I love all seasons. But if I had to pick, I was gonna say fall too. If I had to pick one, it would be fall too. Because the
blazers and sweaters, boots, a little chill in the air.
Yeah.
The sound of leaves crushing underneath my feet.
Oh my goodness. This is deep. I love it.
Yeah.
Tanika, what about you?
Summer girl.
Summer, really? Okay.
I'm a summer girl. I just love the sun. It picks my energy up. I love being outside. I love water. I love being near water. And it's a kind of like my calm space. So yeah, definitely summer.
Leslie?
Definitely fall for all of the reasons that have been mentioned, and my birthday's in the fall.
I love it. I'm gonna go with fall too. My birthday's also in the fall, and actually, red wine and fire pits get me in the fall. That's it.
Red wine and fire pits. That is a good life.
That's it.
October, November birthday?
Yeah, I'm October.
November.
My birthday's tomorrow.
Oh, are you serious?
Oh, happy birthday!
You just said that out
birthday. Oh my gosh, what are you doing for your birthday?
Nothing.
What you mean nothing? What? Hold on. I know you are a lot younger than all of us. What are you really doing for your birthday?
Right. Nothing. I mean,
making a good picture for that fourth photo on the last part of
I don't know. But I just came back from San Diego, and that was like my early birthday present to myself. And then I'm getting ready to gear up to travel for work, and I'll be gone for like 2 months. So I kind of just want to relax, lay low.
Not
okay. The wine will be involved.
Okay. Okay. Name a book that changed your life. It's for everybody.
The Bible.
I knew you was gonna say that. I knew it.
Yes, Lord. I think after the Bible, probably be the 4 agreements for me.
Nice. That's a good one.
The book. Well, I think it was after watching Roots, and I was 11 when it came out, but then reading the book and realizing the book was so more intense than the actual movie, the miniseries. So I think it would be Roots for me that changed my life, because I started looking at other folks like this. Yeah. Don't hand me a cup of water. I'll get my own. And all of the above. Okay, I'm sorry. Right.
Leslie, you got a book?
I don't know. I can't. I don't think I have a book that changed my life, but books that have stayed with me is like To Kill a Mockingbird.
Oh, sure.
Stayed with me for a long time.
Yep.
And The Coldest Winter by Sister Soldier.
Oh, girl.
Oh,
That book was
Like
so
that.
You gotta
good.
shut up. Talking about a throwback. My
me.
gosh.
Yeah.
Got that. Yes.
Whoa.
That was
Oh, I totally forgot about that book.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reading Evelyn Harris will change your life too.
Oh yeah.
That's
another
Right.
That's after
Yeah.
dark.
That's a different kind of change, though, Glennis. That's a different kind.
That said change.
That's when you give
You're looking at
everybody
stuff
the
different.
side eye.
Right. That's
Looking at
different.
people different.
Right. Like, wait a minute. Did he say? Hold on a second.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Huh. For me, it was I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings by Maya Angelou.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and probably The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes.
That was a good one.
I can see your life changing if you say yes for a year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm the full commit to that though, a whole year.
Girl, no way.
I just start a month and then see how it goes.
Listen, if I could make it through the weekend with a yes, that would be.
How about that? Or maybe shit. How about that?
Right.
Right about now.
All right, so this last question is also for everybody. How do you relax after you have like a big wine event?
Go to sleep. Oh, okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm a pizza girl. I love pizza. So ordering a nice pizza, some wine, and a comedy, I am like the happiest girl.
Got it.
Real simple, but I love it. It's my downtime.
Leslie, what about you? I mean, you have so many events.
I know. I get so emotionally involved in every event. So just to go home and sit on my bed, and if I have the energy to just pour me a nice little ice cold glass of 6100 is perfect.
Okay.
I have to agree with Leslie. Nothing relaxing to me is just walking in that door, taking off this bra.
Listen.
Yeah.
Walking, take off the bra, kick off the shoes, whatever available to drink that is not going to be too hard to open it, depending on if it's a stressful point. Getting up that step, turning on mindless TD, like Bachelor in Paradise, some mindless, just don't have to think about anything, and just get in the bed and be like, dude, yeah, this is mine. How about that? I don't have to listen to nobody, do what I want.
Yeah.
That's me. That's it.
I love that.
I know y'all really wanted to hear all that, but my bad.
Of course we did.
Oh no, we all agreed to. So we all agreed.
Yeah, seriously.
We had the church hand in the air.
Yeah. Did you have an answer that's different from Glennis?
Oh, me? No, just I'm probably gonna drink a beer because I don't even want to open up a glass. I mean, dirty up a glass. So I'm just gonna just open a beer, and I don't want to talk to anybody. Like I don't want to say words. I don't want to.
Right.
I need to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to be silent and Netflix. But
yeah.
And that's interesting because especially if you're at a wine event and you're talking, well, depending on what you're doing at that event, if you're hosting or if you're teaching or if you're just part of trying to keep everybody engaged, it's like, damn, I don't want to open my mouth. I just want to be quiet.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Yes.
What about you, Sarita?
For me, I usually need, like, food is comfort for me. I'm usually starving after these wine events. So I want something that I don't have to talk with. So I'll usually go to a hole in the wall ramen bar where nobody's talking and all you hear is like the slurping of the noodles and the soup, and I have a nice cocktail on the side, and I'm good. I'm good. I mean, because I'm married, I gotta come home and talk to somebody, so I can't ain't quiet here.
I'm married. I gotta come home and talk to somebody.
So I need the
I'm
quiet.
married. Please help.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You know what? I think that's the end.
I have somebody at home that wants to talk to me. I gotta talk.
Tanika.
Yes.
Before we go, please tell everybody where they can follow you and find your events.
Yes, that's Wine in Convos. The word wine, the letter N, CONVOS, on all social medias, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. You can also hit me on email, hello@wineandconvos.com, and website, wineandconvos.com. Thank you so much, ladies.
Cool. Thank you for joining us, Tanika. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's going to be a shameless.
Thank you.
We look forward to sitting on the couch with you having that conversation.
Yeah! You know we're getting an invitation, right? I just want you to know.
Yeah, can you let us know when your next one is, and hopefully we can make a Swirl Suite appearance.
Oh
I
yeah,
would love to. Absolutely.
that would be nice. Yeah,
Love it.
love
All
you,
right,
ladies.
Good night, everybody.
Good
night.
night.
Good night.
Cheers.
This card thing is working out.
Well, that's our show, everybody. Thanks for joining the Swirl Suite. Don't forget to follow the Swirl Suite on all social media. We love comments. If you have a guest in mind, just send us an email at swirlsuite.com. Thanks to Tanika, Wine and Convos. Don't forget to follow her on social media. Have a wonderful week. Cheers.